Hawkman number 20, Robert Venditti writing with Fernando Pessarin on the art. So,
yeah, we should mention
Yes.
Pessarin is the new regular artist. Venditti was tweeting about it earlier in the week, saying, this is the new ongoing art team.
Nothing against Pessarin. I like Pessarin, but I was really digging Olaf on this book.
I think it's interesting. I think Olaf really worked for that Shadow Realms story.
True.
And even when we came out, what we were doing with Sky Tyrant, it still worked. I think now we're getting back more into the space archaeology stuff.
Yeah,
this works better.
That's true. I like Olaf, so and I don't like change. We've established.
Yeah, but I mean, we can expect this for at the very least this arc, if not longer now.
No, and it fits. Pessarin fits because this feels very, again, mid 2000s with the Ran Thanagar stuff. Like,
yeah, because we open on Ran. In one of the previous Hawkman lives.
So I want to give Venditti the utmost credit, not just because he's become one of my favorite writers, right? The creativity in the names to give Carter Hall, and the one here for the Rainian version, I was like, you did it again.
Yeah, Catarthal, but all one word.
Catarthal.
I also love there's a panel because this is he's Iranian, he's got the jetpack, and he's dying.
Yep.
And he's sat there, and it's a panel of him kind of falling to the ground, throwing the jetpack down.
Yep.
And all the caption says is "It's strange," and obviously it feels like a nice little shout out reference
to Adam.
To Adam, yeah.
Well, yeah, you have the jetpack, but he also works like the Rocketeer, which can't be
not coincidental.
An accident.
No, not at all.
So, and he's fighting this. So, I want I don't know if the market could sustain a second Hawkman book, but I want Tales from the Journal, right?
What I want is once this book ends, and it will eventually, just give us minis of Tales from the Journal.
I want this one because when he's fighting this death cult on Ran that have these it's not quite a pike, but what's it when you have basically a long blade on a staff?
I believe it's a glaive, although glaives are usually more of a curved blade, but I suppose this is relatively curved.
Yeah, whatever it is, I want more of this death cult. Did
we get that basically
name? It says we clergy, so there's some type.
Yeah, I didn't think clergy was the name of the organization, but clergy is in religion.
No, I know that. That's why I was looking for the name.
Yeah,
but it says we clergy or legion, and the idea that they're all these bald dudes.
Oh, there we go. We do get it. The dread clergy.
The dread clergy. So there we go.
Yeah.
Give me more of this, and I want some of the ancient Egypt stuff, and I want the Nighthawk in the Old West.
You want it all.
Yes, I want more of Kara's teacher, Qatar Ol from Krypton. Anyways, it's just straight a really strong start where they have him cornered, he's dying, and they're not going to get the journal because it's too important. So he shoots his jetpack and blows them all up with him. And I'm like, that's so rad.
Yeah, and that's when we cut to Sky Tyrant, who's on the ship that he had from the end of last issue.
Yep.
And we've still got Hawkman there in the ghost form, kind of watching him and talking to him. But he's reading this journal of all the past lives.
Mm-hmm. And we also get the how he got infected by the Batman Who Laughs, which I felt would have been a little bit too reaching, but I like what it goes here because it explains, how Sky Tyrant got brought out, and now it's not just this was a persona waiting to jump. The infection gave him the power to take over, which also begs the question. We know he reincarnates over time and space.
Yes.
And we know Sky Tyrant's the Earth 3 version of him.
Yep.
So on each of these Earths, are there an infinite number that have been reincarnated? So there's a dark version of Catarthal on Earth 3.
I think there might well be.
Yeah. Right? Which again has completely changed Hawkman. Why did it take this long for someone to be like, yeah, they're all true? All of his lives, they've happened concurrently because of this point with Qatar Deathbringer.
It works so well. I love it.
Yeah. But so we see he gets infected, but he was in mid-fight with this what looks like a bank robbery that he didn't notice.
Yeah, because it's just a small little nick on his arm, and
which is all it takes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was, he was the first one he did because he knew that his body would be able to fight it longer because of the nth metal.
Right. Because he's so used to the nth metal.
Yeah.
And so he just wants to take over, and he's gonna help Batman Who Laughs because he wants to kill as many people as possible to prevent.
Make sure he keeps reincarnating.
Yep. And yeah, I like that too, that Hawkman's trying to do all these virtuous things and save as many lives to counterbalance that. But no, Sky Tyrant's like, nah, man, we're gonna keep on this train as long as we can.
Yeah.
And we get confirmation that Adam is riding along.
Yeah.
Yep. On the ship, and he's with Kendra. They're working together to try to fix this, which I do like. Again, anytime you build out a supporting cast, that's why I like DC Comics so much, is that you have these strong casts around.
Oh, absolutely, and they're all kind of in there, and it's just ticking along. And
yep.
I think the implication is Adam isn't just in the ship; he's inside Hawkman's body.
That's what I mean. He's in his Atom ship that the technology is used for the Hawkman microverse ship, right?
Yes, and it looked like he was in like the brain, but I don't like with the way it was drawn with the squiggles.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
No, he is. So I'm like he's on that side lobe, and it goes out, from there. So yeah, he's on Carter, and so they land on a planet where it's a planet of giants, and there's a statue of a dead, or I don't know if dead or if it just fell, of a Hawkman. That's just massive.
I'm going to say dead because of the way he's holding the mace.
That's what I thought too.
A statue would be more triumphant usually,
right.
Whereas this is more of a mausoleum.
Right. And so, yeah, here we start getting to those pulp elements that I loved at the beginning of this. Right.
Because he finds a doorway that's Hawk marks the spots. There's a little symbol there.
Mm-hmm. No Spirit Adventure. Which one of you hid one here? They made it way too easy. But it's not that easy, because as soon as they open that door, a
Hawkman shows up.
A gigantic, because the key is too big, and a what do they call it? A Hawk Titan Hawk.
Yeah. Hawk.
And that this is not a reincarnation. This is a legacy of this Hawkman.
Yeah.
Right?
So this family who have on this planet worshipped this Titan Hawk, and basically they were protecting this mausoleum, whatever this tomb, the tomb, and the idea is they hand down the armor to each other, but and always protect it, but they are not any reincarnation. They are just a family who respected it.
So we're gonna get a fight in the next issue between this
giant
Hawk Titan versus Sky Tyrant, with Carter trying to pull the strings, but Kendra goes to a spot to try to contact somebody, and she reaches out and she tries to get to Adam Strange. So says Hawkman's in trouble. What are we waiting for? Let's go.
Which makes the opening feel like a real nice setup with the Rand stuff.
Right.
Because at the start, it didn't matter that it was Rand. It was just, it was a nice little reference to Strange with the dialogue or narration as it is. But it was more about setting up this cult and the diary and the key. So it worked fine. And then, we're actually bringing Adam Strange into this because, of course, we are.
Well, of course we are. And you have that complex relationship with Thanagar and Rand. And you have Kendra, who, is leading Thanagar right now in Thanagar Prime, reaching out to those ancient enemies on Rand to help Carter out. And so I always love when these guys team up, and it also makes the death of Hawkman stick out.
Yeah.
That mini that we all read. I don't know if Pete finished it, but I know me and you did. Yeah. So,
did we actually establish if this was Kendra or that version of Shayera?
When I say I didn't mean Kendra, I meant Shayera.
Yeah.
Because it is.
What did I not finish or finish maybe?
The Death of Hawkman?
Oh, yeah, I read all that. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay, I couldn't remember if you quit or not. But no, yeah, I meant to say Shayera, not Kendra.
It's confusing because they're kind of the same person.
They are the same person, but they're not. One's an ant, but not really, because this Shayera's from. This Shayera is from Thanagar, while Kendra's aunt was Kendra Saunders, who was a partner of Carter Hall in the 40s, who somehow. That's where the Hawkman gets messy, and I just can't think about it.
That's where it gets messy, is it?
Yeah. Well, because now with all the...
It's actually pretty straightforward at the minute.
Yeah, because it's... Yes, they're all the same ones, but now you start putting Kendra and Shayera and Kendra Saunders in there. Yeah. Whereas Kendra Saunders the one that is now? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think this might be Kendra Saunders.
All right, I'm looking this up real quick.
Yeah, but
I'm looking up
either way.
Hawkwoman. So that's my week's... Well, my blind spot in Hawkman is Hawkwoman, just because when I first read Hawkman, it was the John stuff, where he was creeping on Kendra, and she's like, "Yeah, you're a gross old man. I don't care what you say that I'm your reincarnated lover." You know, like.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyways, this is a fantastic book still, and I still can't believe like Venditti's become one of my favorite writers.
I can't either. I can't believe this is like low key one of my favorite books. And you talk about you missing Olif. As much as I loved Olif on that arc, he could not have pulled off this double page spread of the Hawk Titan, that giant, dwarfing footstep, and it looks immense. And Pasarin does a fantastic job with it here. And I don't think Olif could have pulled off this sort of look for this planet.
No, that's what I get. I like Olif, so when we got to Pasarin, I got like not sad, but like all right. But no, Pasarin just kills it. Like Titan Hawk, come on, Rainian Hawkman, yes please. So yeah, and it's just everything's so clean and yeah, no. So what's your rate in this one?
This is a 9. I love this issue.
I was gonna give it a 9 too. And just real quick, so it was Sharon Hall was the 40s that Kendra's reincarnated of.
Yes.
So it's Sharon, which is close to Shara, and that they're related through Carter Hall and Speed Saunders. Their families got together. So yeah,
that's not confusing at all.
Not at all.